everybody. This is Arkady Frekhtman. I'm a New York City personal injury trial attorney. And today I wanted to do a really quick video to talk about a trial that we just finished, and we finished it today. And we ended up getting a really good result for the venue. It was a tough venue, meaning location, and it was Westchester County, which is upstate New York, north of the Bronx. The Bronx is a good venue where people get millions and millions of dollars. And Westchester is a venue where you could have a serious injury, like a really serious injury, like a broken bone with surgery, or even a spine surgery on your cervical spine, which is your neck, or your lumbar spine, which is your lower back. And despite having a back surgery, jurors are awarding like $10,000, less than $100,000. It's a really bad venue, and everybody warned me about it. My appeals lawyer warned me about it. Other lawyers that I know warned me about it. So it's not a good venue, but we did pretty well. We went in there, we were really prepared. We had experts, we had a doctor, we had an economist, our client was really prepared. I tried the case together with another trial attorney in my office, Richard Mogg, and he prepared the client 10 times or more, 11 times. And I was there. I joined via Zoom, but he was there in his office in the Bronx, prepping her. And, push comes to shove, we ended up settling the case just shy of $600,000, which for that particular venue is excellent. It's a really good number. And we were happy with it. And the policy wasn't much larger than that, so there wasn't really much upside. And the downward risk was really huge. Like, one of the things we really strive to do is when we have money on the table, we don't want to lose the money we have, right? You want to take a risk, and you don't want to be afraid of going to trial, but at the same time, when you're already on trial and you have actual money, in this case, they started at like 100, I believe, then they went up to 300, then they went up to 450, and then we had them at 500 for the longest time, 525, and then finally they made the push and they got up to 575, close to 600, and that's where we settled the case. So, but it was a car crash that happened on the Whitestone Bridge. And after the crash, there was no emergency room visit. There was no hospital. The lady drove her car back to, a home in Brooklyn. And then she ended up just going to the pharmacy, taking some pills because she thought it was going to go away. Plus, when you get into a car crash, there's something known as adrenaline, where you have an adrenaline rush, an epinephrine. And because of that, you may not feel the pain right away. And then the next day she didn't go to the hospital. I believe the next day was a Saturday. But then that Sunday, the pain, was there, it was imminent. So then she did go to the hospital and she got checked out, treated, and released at the hospital on Sunday. Then she ended up getting physical therapy after that. And, a lot of the issues was we didn't get the case directly from the client. We got the case, she changed attorneys. So she came to us after she already had another attorney for many, many years. And that other attorney had a lowball offer. And he told her, you know what, you're not going to be able to get any more. This is all you're ever going to be able to get. And that's why she switched over. Actually, I believe she switched over by watching our YouTube videos. So she was one of our viewers. And we weren't afraid to take the case, even though it was in a tough venue. And we ended up almost doubling, but pretty much doubling their offer, getting double what they had. So we did a pretty good job. But she ended up needing a knee surgery, an arthroscopic knee surgery for a torn meniscus. And she also ended up aggravating and exacerbating a pre-existing condition. And she ended up needing a two-level fusion, a C5, C6, and a C6, C7 fusion to her neck. And interestingly, I haven't seen this ever before in my career. The doctor who did the knee arthroscopy and the cervical fusion was the same doctor. He was able to do both, one doctor. I've never seen that before, but it was very interesting. I actually met the doctor in the prep, and I actually liked him. He's a very smart doctor, very good doctor. Maybe I'll use him in the future. It was interesting because usually you don't see that. Usually a doctor specializes in their area of practice. But in general, it was a good case. It was an interesting case. They had some issues because there was an issue with lawyer-directed care. There was testimony that that first lawyer, sent her to that doctor. So it was like kind of like the lawyer was orchestrating a case. So that was a problem, but we kind of tried to overcome it. We had a lot of strong evidence. I used a lot of PowerPoint slides. I was going to use them in opening statement, and I had like human anatomy, 3D anatomy charts showing all the nerves that run from the neck down to the hands and then to the legs. I had, including the veins and the arteries. I had a timeline, a three-dimensional timeline I was going to cycle through with all the medical care. I even had an annual calendar, and I'll show the slides later in another video. I'll do a more detailed video. I had an annual calendar, before the crash, just showing an annual calendar, blank calendar, right? Like you see on my wall, nothing marked. But then when the crash started, I had highlighted every date of treatment, and it was like 211 days of treatment in the 2 years after the crash. So it's like, come on, there's 365 days in the year and there's 211 treatments. So, and they're saying that this is not because of the crash. The defense was saying this is degenerative, meaning it's the normal painless aging process. How could it be, right? It's just magic that all of a sudden when this crash happens, she starts getting all this medical care. That's just a big coincidence, and the crash had nothing to do with causing all these injuries. It's impossible to believe, right? But the issue I had was the jurors were not so receptive. Like, I did the same voir dire, a jury selection in the Bronx in my trial in August, and the jurors, kind of said in opening statement, they're open to the possibility, if the law and evidence justifies it, they're open to the possibility of awarding, millions and millions of dollars, if the evidence justifies it, if the law justifies it. But in this case, they didn't say they wouldn't, but they didn't really even want to talk about it. Like when I asked them, would you allow for millions of dollars if the evidence and the law justifies it? What about the human damages, the non-economic damages, if a person loses the things that they love to do, their quality of life, right? What if they lose the ability to walk, to climb stairs, to dance? One juror during jury selection, I think it was a female juror, older lady, she goes, well, if she can't dance anymore, then she has to pivot. So you don't dance and then do something else, like take up sewing. I'm like, but it's not her fault. She was stopped on a highway, on a bridge, and she gets rear-ended. Someone else did that to her. So you're saying, what should that person do? And she's like, well, accidents happen, So we had that kind of jury, and you have to be careful with that kind of jury, because that kind of jury could actually allow for very little money, or they could allow for nothing at all. So you have to be very careful. But I was happy with the result, and I got another trial under my belt. I actually learned a lot from this trial, and we spent a lot of time, I think 3-4 days, picking a jury. Then we got assigned to a judge. And like I said, I was just about to prepare my opening statement. I had all my evidence, everything in my head, the opening, all the PowerPoint slides, but then the case ended up settling right before opening. So I didn't actually get to deliver my opening. Maybe I could do another video where I talk about it and present it to you guys, and you can tell me what you think about the opening. Okay, thank you so much. I'm very grateful for being able to share information with you, and very grateful for this channel, and grateful for my viewers. Okay, thank you so much. Let us know what questions you have. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Let us know what questions you have. We're gonna do some lives, hopefully even later this week, maybe tomorrow we'll do a live. It's November 1st today, and the case just settled. So now maybe we can do some lives, do some other videos. I had all these ideas. I have to write down all these ideas every time I get an idea for a topic. I had so many ideas during the trial. I was like, that would be a great YouTube video. That would be a great YouTube. I gotta start writing them down, though. I don't know if I'm gonna remember them all. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a great time. And thank you for watching. Let us know what videos you want to see, and we'll do some more last week tonight, live and recorded, and some other topic videos. I have a new database that I found for verdicts, so I'm going to review that and maybe talk about some interesting verdicts. And the database, I believe, is not just going to be New York, but it's going to include, the entire country. So maybe I can do some different case types, different verdicts, different settlements. So we'll keep learning and keep growing together. Okay, have a great night, everyone. Talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.